First off, hope fam, you keep everybody healthy. Understanding you're someone who hates to miss any time. What was the last week like for you?
It was. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a struggle. I would definitely would love to be out there with my teammates, but this is circumstances. COVID just put us under these circumstances, and a lot of guys around the league are under protocol. So, it's something we knew coming into the season that may happen. So, I wasn't too upset about it. I'm glad I'm back playing though.
What do you feel has to change on the defensive side of the ball in order for this team to be successful?
We just got to get consistent at it. I felt like we played some great defensive games this past week when I was out, and throughout the season, I just think we've been up and down on that side of the ball, and it's a matter of time before we start to put it all together, and become more consistent with it, and that's going to happen over time.
Brian Lewis, New York Post. Hey, Kevin. In your mind, when you look at some of these games that you guys have played, I mean, Steve was pretty irritated, seemed a little bit irritated about the appearance that you guys thought this game was over when you were up 15. I'm curious, if some of the teams that you've played, do you think maybe that some of these games you've looked past, not you specifically, but the team has looked past some of these so-called lesser opponents?
I want to say that I think you got to give credit to these other teams that's coming in here and playing with a sense of urgency to start. Guys are making shots. I mean, they hit 15 threes tonight. They started off slow shooting threes, but once they got confident, they started to knock them down, and we dug ourselves a hole there. To start the fourth, end of the third, and from there you just give a young team confidence. But just got to keep plugging away.
Greg Logan, Newsday.
Kevin, you sound like you are really dealing with the circumstances of the quarantine and stuff like that, but then there's a lot of other stuff going on in the world with all the political unrest and stuff. Can you just describe the difficulty that people might be having handling all these issues on a personal basis, and how tough it makes it for a team like yours to come together?
I can't speak for everybody. I mean, I don't know how guys are handling this situation. But guys feel, excited to come into work and excited to play. So I really don't know for a fact how guys are feeling right now. But as far as the games are concerned, I think everybody is excited to play, and we understand we're under some weird circumstances with COVID, but guys are just, coming to work and being professionals.
Christian Winfield, New York Daily News.
Hey, Kevin, you guys did have an early 15-point lead. I'm wondering if you can kind of pinpoint maybe one or two plays where things started to go left, and then why weren't you able to swing it back into you guys' favor?
I think Hami Diallo came in and gave him a huge spark off the bench, scoring the ball, getting downhill, getting steals for him, and, just changed the momentum for their team off the bench. And Al Horford probably played his best game of the season too, and Shai Gilgeous, he's gonna give you what he gives you every night. 31 points is 7 and 6 is, great for him. So I just feel like they play with each other and play with a nice rhythm, and you gotta give them credit.
Malika Andrews, ESPN.
Hey, Kevin, welcome back. I'm wondering, when you were out, was there any, I know you've had it, but there's so much we don't know about COVID. Was there any sense of nervousness as you kept continuing to move towards continuing to test negative of, oh gosh, what if this one's positive? And then what activity, if any, basketball or cardio that you have access to, were you able to do while you were out?
I didn't feel like I was going to get COVID again, antibodies, and I didn't come in contact, with too many people, and I felt confident I'll have negative tests, and I was able to get some workout at the house, and weights, treadmill, stuff like that, keep me in shape. But it's nothing like game shape, and it's good to, I'll be able to get in practice tomorrow with the guys.
Alex Schiffer, The Athletic.
Hey, Kevin, you guys had a hard time shooting from three all night. Was that a product of the way they were guarding you guys, simply the ball not going in, or something else?
Yeah, I think it's just a mixture of both. I mean, they got their hands up on a lot of shots, but we also missed some as well. But for the most part, we just got to keep shooting them with confidence and keep believing in ourselves when we let them fly.
Tom Dowd, BrooklynNets.com.
Hey, Kevin, we're about 2 weeks in here, and I think 3/4 of the league is within a game of 500 one way or the other. Do you think that's attributable at all to just some of the circumstances you're talking about, and that everybody's kind of looking for consistency, and it might be that way for a while?
I don't know. I wouldn't blame it on anything, but I wouldn't pinpoint one thing. I mean, I think it's just, us coming in and figuring out which lineups we want to play with and which guys that want to, which plays we're going to run on, on the offensive side of the ball. Just getting used to each other on both ends, knowing what we're thinking out there on the floor. It takes some time to, understand your teammates, and I think it'll come.
Ian Dudley, SNY.
Evan, welcome back. Obviously, I'm not going to ask you to speak for Kyrie Irving, but since you're so close with him, can you shed any light on how he's doing? He's out for personal reasons, but is he all right?
I won't speak on Kyrie. I'll let him do that for himself. So I'm sure you guys will see him soon whenever he comes back, and we have.